Hey everybody, welcome to the Evercade podcast. It's it's just the two of us today.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Jeez. Yeah, as you all know, Pete's on vacation and Rich ended up being he messaged us saying he's really sick, so
He's really sick of us, so he's not going to
right?
show up.
Probably no. We see Rich messages in the chat. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this will be the last Evercast in 2023. Kind of weird.
Man, I'm already ready. I'm so ready for 2024. I thought it was 2024 already. Maybe it's because I slept too much yesterday, or not enough. I don't know.
Not enough. Yeah, it's weird. Like I've definitely been doing some, been resting a lot, but also just been like surprisingly busy at the same time.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. And we had our dog that's messed up her leg yesterday, so we had to take her to the vet early in the morning. So that's what really screwed me up.
Oh,
and then at 5:00 this morning, she wanted to go out, and my wife was going to take her out, but she wouldn't go out. No, she wanted me specifically to take her out. So I had to get.
Pets can be funny like that. That's interesting. Usually cats are more fussy over something like
that. Well, we have a Shiba, and apparently Shibas act like a lot like cats.
Nice.
But she's fine with her. She's fine. She's not in any pain or anything. She dislocated her patella or something, which is weird. And so she's kind of hobbling around sometimes, and then sometimes she's not. But she's not in any pain or anything. We took her to the vet early in the morning yesterday. And yeah, we just have to wait a couple weeks to see what happens.
No, at least that's good. Have you gotten a chance to play any Evercade?
Yes, actually. I finished The Legend of Wukong.
Nice.
What a terrible game that is.
I love that.
I spent a week and a half trying to figure out if this game was okay or not.
Wow. Yeah. You've got
it's got a really bad ending. There's absolutely no payoff at the end.
Love it. Well,
I've got to make a video for Zero Tolerance, and then I got to look through all the footage that I recorded for that, because I captured just about everything I played for 2.5 or a week and a half playing that game.
No, nice. I was going to say, speaking of payoff, let's say hi to the chat. I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, let's say hi to.
Are you getting paid off from the
chat? Somebody slip me on the All right. Who do we have here? Archive give. Yes. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and all that good stuff. Hey, Toxo. Jen Joke. Who else? Got Tales from the Jungling Wastes. Ian Hobbies. Hey, channel member Phantom Fiction. And we have Wargember. I'm saying that right. RMGBTV's in the house. And don't forget to drink your crypto coffee, 13.
Wait a minute, I can't understand this. It's like, I had a game in my wish list, and it's not showing up in my wish list. Huh.
Gotta love technology. And hey, Ballistic Coffee Boy. Oh, yes, thank you so much. I'm getting the 1K. We just got the Poly Mega Bits. Hello, iHeartRadio. And yeah, the chat's booming, lots of stuff going back and forth about all types of stuff. So what if I was going to talk about what I've been playing? So like, oh wow, good boy, 19. Gosh, they're going to scare me for wanting to dabble. No, I dabble.
Why is it scary if it's a long game? Remember, people used to get mad if a game wasn't like 120 hours long.
Oh yeah. My stance on that has changed. So I used to be like one of those. I used to kind of be like one of those people. Now, like for me, an average a game, I want like 5 to 10 hours is good.
I remember like RPGs back in the day, back in like PlayStation, Super Nintendo games. It's like, well, if I don't get like 80 hours out of this game, it's a ripoff.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But like with the Asta Bros, I beat like that was like just in like the first one and just close to around like 5 or so hours, just and then I beat the second one like in 4 hours. But yeah, kind of after the 4 or 5 hour mark, like I get to a point where I wanna
There
beat
it
it.
is.
Good Boy
I,
Galaxy, I got to touch into video games plus the first week of January to touch base to see if they've got more Duke 2 carts from their supplier because that I haven't really played because I want my saves. And once I play that, sometime probably it'll have to be February. I don't know, but I do want to rank all the carts of 2023.
you want to what all the cards?
I want to rank all the
Oh,
carts.
rank. Yeah, I want to actually. I'm going to get to that. I want to get caught up. I want to say in 6 months, I want to play everything that's already out, not including the ones that are coming out in February.
Ooh, yeah. That'd be
And
nice. I'm looking at some older stuff.
I think I got past the one game that just might take me the longest, The Legend of Wukong.
Right. And what else? So over the break, so as far like one thing I've been wanting to do that I've been talking about is I did finally film all my footage of looking at the Super Pocket, comparing it to the handhelds, and actually comparing it to the VS, well, the controller, because and I even like said like the VS is gonna have the best screen because it's whatever you want, but it's kind of more about like comfort and playing. Um, so that's so that I don't know when that's gonna be out, but I've been really wanting to kind of look at that, look at the screens, and see things, and kind of talk about like the D-pad and oh, I heard asks any redeeming qualities of Wukong.
Um, well, the funny thing is when I could. It took me so long to like. You know how I have a ranking scale on one from 1 to 10, and basically
Yeah.
anything a 4 below I don't like, and anything a 6 and above I do like, and anything that's a 5, like I don't care. It's like indifferent. I hit it like as an okay game. I thought it was like okay, it's pretty okay until I think the turning point was the fact that you could that the characters levels. It shows 4 like digits for the character levels, and but the level cap is level 50. Once you hit level 50, there's no point in fighting anything anymore. Absolutely, unless you want money, which you don't need because every town has like a gambling thing where you pick even and odd, and you could just save state. Like if you lose, return load state and just keep doing it. And it's funny, I think 80% of the rolls are like odd numbers anyway. So um
That's
and
that
then
yeah,
and then and
that's
then
neat.
all the there's I was willing to overlook a lot of the other flaws of the game, but like another thing is like a lot of the items you get and equipment you have no idea what they do. Like you have
Wow.
like what does this item do? You don't know. You have to try it. And normally that's where the manual would come in, but
Yes,
the Evercade manual doesn't tell you
of course.
anything, and you can't. I can't find the manual online anywhere. So I was in the dark the whole game. Like there's this, like you buy equipment, you have no idea what the like. Oh, is this equipment better or worse, or is it even the same equipment that I already have? You don't know. It doesn't tell you. So you have to buy the equipment and then equip it. Oh, my attack went down. That means that this equipment is not as powerful as the one I already had. So you have to go back and sell it. Either that or load a save state. It's kind of like I could almost forgive it if the instructions, like if the Evercade manual told you what things did. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes the manuals can be hit or miss with stuff like that.
There
But
were also a couple of points at which you could soft lock the game, I think. Because
uh-oh.
there's all the caves are the same, all the monsters are the same. The only status effect there is poison. All the bosses have the same attacks, and like, oh, they attack, they heal, they poison, maybe. That's it. um, but yeah, there was one guy I was supposed to fight a boss, talk to a guy to leave the cave. He's blocking the only exit to the cave. So I talked to the guy, but I wasn't done exploring the cave. So I talked to him. He walked out of the cave, and I went back in the cave. Like I walked backwards I had to fight more monsters or whatever. And I come back, and the guy's standing there again. Except this time, he won't talk to me. So I went out of my
Lovely.
way. And luckily I had saved state before I talked to him the first time. So otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have been stuck.
That does come in handy. The other issue I have sometimes with older games is like if you get stuck at a boss, like if it's more of an obscure and nobody has any let's plays, like for the Astro Bros or the demons, that like there were quite a few bosses where I needed to see like how the hell do you hurt this boss? Oh, now I can do it and figure out the pattern. I mean,
Well, that's not a problem with Legend of Wukong because every boss and every monster is literally the same thing.
that's funny. That's funny. Sometimes I like to figure out some of that stuff in depth, but if like the boss is just kicking my butt, I'm like, I don't have time.
Literally every time I had a question about the game and I tried to look it up online, it got a little bit stuck. I couldn't find the answer anywhere. It's such a an unknown game that nobody like. There's maybe one or two questions about it, but it didn't really help me.
Yeah, sometimes, and you can get lucky if like on Steam, if the game is on there, then people.
There was and there's one part of the game where the guy's telling, oh, this guy lives in the Great Tree. So I'm walking all over the map looking for this Great Tree. You know what the Great Tree is? It's a cave in a mountain. And it looks exactly like a cave in a mountain that's just above it. So I thought it was one that I had already been to several times.
Nice. And we'll go over polls since I've been forgetting them. Thank you for voting, Tails. So this one, I thought sometimes I like people's opinions. Sometimes it's I always like people's opinions. What I mean, sometimes it's more like, hey, it's not like non-content related opinions. Sometimes it's like, hey, how do you guys feel? Just for a curiosity. But with this, sometimes I like to say, hey, would you guys be interested? And before I read this, which is funny, someone said like the AI faces again. Yes, I love the AI faces because it's kind of like, for those of you who ever like, have seen like The Onion, like or on Facebook or anything else, where like they like have like they have like captions and weird people. With this, like literally, like I was able to. I think I typed in like weird like happy woman or weird like grumpy guy, and it gives you these like crazy like just freaky characters. I forget.
That's no woman. That's the Joker.
I forgot what I typed in to get this dude. I don't even like. It just was so weird. Like I don't even know what that. It's like a hybrid cyber monkey with glasses. That's. But yeah, and then the other comments, as always, thanks. As long as the thumbnails say spoilers, yeah, we'll get to it. So I was just curious because I just recently did Full Void, and I've been like, I really do want to talk about like the ending and the purpose of that game. And someone commented that like, hey, it should. That they said that they would like. I forget who it was that they would like, but it should be on this channel to keep it all together. I'm like, okay, and so that's why I said, hey, would you guys like me to do a full spoiler? Like actually showing the ending, reacting to it, talking about it, and then that's why I would talk to. So as long as it states, I would totally do that, and I would after my intro, I would even say like, you've been warned. Past this point, it's spoiled, and only 26% said no, but like if you add these two, that's like 74, like 50% said yes. So
the thing is, like, if you want to talk about it, as long as you say it's a spoiler and people don't want to be spoiled by it, they just won't watch it. I think it's fine.
Yeah. But for me, it was just kind of more of an interest because it's a third video on it that I've done, and so it got 72 votes, which is great. But like if there wasn't, how it is sometimes. Like if there wasn't that much interest, I'd be like, no one really cares.
Because like I said, when I do make my Legend of Wukong video, I will show the ending in that, but I'll at least tell people like, hey, you're gonna see the endings of the game before I show it.
Of course. And while we're on that, I guess so there's really not much in Evercade news. The only other, I'm gonna give a plug on my own channel. The only other thing that I did want to share, and because some of you all may not be aware of this, but as far as new content, I did make a new member-only videos. Actually, I've gotten like quite a bit, and for those of you who if you want to give even more support, of course, I do appreciate all the subs and the views. If you want to give more support, like $2 a month or $1.99, whatever I do make.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that because I am actually going to be opening up memberships to my channel.
Oh, nice.
Maybe today or tomorrow. I'll probably do it today, but the video I have about it is going to be tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Because I wanted to do it for the first of the year, so I get all that ready and set to go, except for one last thing to do, and I should probably do that today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and so sometimes I will put videos early if I get it done. But for me, this is just like extra stuff, like behind the scenes, and like and just one thing I started doing is normal. Like now, when I would record something, if I screw up, I would like delete it. Now I keep it, and just to gonna play the full thing because my computer like totally blows. But this is so just to kind of show you guys like Oh my god, just to kind of give a preview. Yeah. So wow. So what I decided to do, and I don't know if this is going to be a series, but I'm like, let's cringe, and this is like my very first episode. So I watched it, and I did my own commentary, nothing, nothing rehearsed, paused it at a few points, and you know, kind of
Oh,
made
so
fun of myself a little bit, and just what I
you're
liked, what I
commenting on
didn't like.
early videos. How early are your early videos? Like
This
what
is 2
year?
years old. This was my very first video. So whatever what was the date on?
Jeez.
No.
You know how old the first video is where I appeared on camera? Because I made videos before I appeared on camera. We're talking about like it's probably 2009.
Oh wow. Yeah. This was 2 years ago. Just stuff like I talk about, like man, like I love Star Trek, but United Federation of Planet. Like, they're just kind of weird. So this was just kind of fun for me just to look at, and I may pick some other earlier ones. But yeah, it was just kind of like a trip down memory lane. I figured for reaching 1,000 subs and all that. So yeah, enough on that. But just wanted to.
And is that for members only?
Yes, yeah. Because
Yeah,
I know like some channels will just offer like members only. Like if you do want to support, which is cool. I do want to give like a little something. So at least once a month.
Well, here's the thing: is
like
like even if you don't want to do anything, you should still have badges and emotes.
I got all that.
Did you make custom emotes?
I did.
Because I didn't know what to make emotes of, so I did emotes of random stuff.
Yeah, I did emotes of like my head. Yeah, I did that. Got badges and all that. All that kind of fun thing. But yeah, I do enjoy doing those videos because they're just like they're totally different. And then of course too at the end of all my videos, and Evercast included, then I show the channel members. Actually, I got that idea from Rich. I'm like, that's a nice.
Crow hasn't even started shaving when he made his first video. That's total lie. I shaved once, and I shaved because I for whatever reason when I got married in 2010, I shaved the beard off, and then I just let it grow back, and then I never shaved again. Actually, you know what? For even before I got married, I was shaving. I just had like sideburns.
Here's the young-looking fellow.
It was the Christmas of 1906.
No, funny event. Yeah, actually, and maybe I don't know. There's like, it's funny because like before I met my wife, like I didn't have a beard, then I slowly grew like a goatee, and then I look like way too young.
Yeah, if I shaved my beard off, I wouldn't have any gray hair. So that would.
Yeah. It's weird now. Like now, it's kind of funny. Like that's why now, like if my daughter and wife really think like, who's this weird guy? Like if I shaved all that off. Yeah, slowly kind of like grew that out.
Yeah, it's like like relatives too. Like people like my uncle like had a mustache for the longest time, but then when he shaved it off, it was like he was a totally different person.
Oh man, I can remember your. Thank you. And actually, I like when I watched it, I was like, oh, I gave like geeky information and all. So it was and that was kind of like going through giving that instead of like it's a different format than when I do first impressions. But yeah, it was definitely a trip. Hey Dan Ruff. But yeah, as far as Evercade games, I think next, yeah, I do need to go through Good Boy Galaxy, definitely. Oh, and then the other thing I finally did because I got tired, like no one said anything. I got really tired of seeing like that white patch in the middle because like I don't know, it looks unfinished because the problem is like index cards are just enough weight that over time they kind of drag. So yeah, I put in the Sydney Hunter there, kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm like give it a little bit of a little change. That intro, you know what? That one I thought about doing. Doing that one, and then there's the other, one of my most bizarre videos, which was like the one I did, like the parody one I didn't extend like your battery life on your Evercade. Yeah, no, that was kind of fun. That one, I don't know, I just had the inspiration to kind of like dress up and use props. So just kind of weird, weird, crazy stuff. But the other thing that was weird too, like that one, I didn't have like a webcam connected to my computer, and I just had to like tripod my phone and. Yeah,
just out of curiosity, I don't know how old people are that have watched my channel at least, but I'm just curious, how many people in the chat remember the whole giraffe clock saga? You probably don't even know about this.
No.
It's what happened was there's a channel called Intellivision Dude, and he was selling a lot of his stuff, and he was one of the things he wanted to sell was a giraffe clock, and he sold some stuff to somebody else, but he included the giraffe clock without telling him. And so this whole thing happened where this giraffe clock was screwing like everything up. It was like a cursed item. So then it would get passed on to another YouTuber, and it would pass on to another YouTuber, and it was just this whole thing. I can't remember where the whole thing stopped, but
Crazy.
but I had the giraffe clock for a bit of time. We're talking about this is like before 2000. This is around 2010, actually.
So do have a request here. So Jen Joke, speaking of old times, he said a retro Kill Dash 9. Yeah, I'll give you a. I'll give you one, and since Pete isn't here, well, usually I do like to play the most annoying one when he's here, but yeah. So have fun with this one, everybody. I thought I clicked it.
Did we just
Joke's fault.
did we get turned into a YouTube poop?
What as I heard say, wanted to, yeah, Jester. It's fun as it is frustrating. You know, actually, I forgot about Jester. I probably need to go back. Yeah, that's an interesting.
Oh, I haven't gotten to that cart yet.
The torches, yeah, you gotta, you gotta use like you gotta manage different things. Pow Kitty Giraffe Clock. Is that where you're?
No. Giraffe Clock. It's made by a company called Elgin, who makes watches. It's a literal clock. It's not. It's just a clock.
Oh, okay. What the hell? Must have eaten, drink too much. Yeah, no, that was definitely a weird. Yeah, that was definitely a weird one. Yeah, I haven't done those in a long time. So iHeart wants to know, what's your favorite RPG in the Evercade so far?
Oh, my favorite RPG in the Evercade so far. I'm gonna have to look. Let me do a little search on that. I'll get back to you.
He'll get back to you at this rate.
Yeah, I'll get back to you because I can't remember now all the RPGs. There couldn't be that many of them, but it's definitely not The Legend of Wukong. Oh, you know what? It's probably. Oh man, there's two of them on one of the Pico collections. Let's see here.
Oh wow, the red one. Wow, dude, that's a
Canon. It's got to be Canon. Canon, The Legend of the Gods. That's the one.
Brave Battle Saga.
Brave Battle Saga I liked, but not as much as Canon Legend of the Gods. Now, this is back before I was actually playing through all these games, if I could. Yeah. So I did stop at some point, but I got stuck in Brave Battle Saga. I didn't in Canon, so that's...
That's the cat. Yeah, I need to get back more into Breath of Fire. Actually, I played like a few hours into that, and
I played a little bit of that while I was waiting in the hospital, but I didn't play any more of it.
Brave Battle Saga is great. I played that one through like the 30+ hours on the OG Evercade, where it took like 4 or 5 hours for it to like charge unless you were tethered and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed. There's something just neat about like the Pico one. Like that was the other shocker too. Like when I watched that video at the time, there was only like 10 Evercade carts, and I was like, huh, oh yeah, that's all there was. It's just kind of weird, and then it's like, because like when I look behind me, it's like, no, you can't see the other.
Yeah, when I was making when I started making Evercade videos, I didn't think there'd be that many.
Hey, Skill Tricks! Happy New Year, everybody! Yep. Good to have you here. Yeah, so that's Good Boy Galaxy, and then when I do get my replacement Duke, even though I think I'm gonna like the Duke Advance way more than the other PS1 versions of Duke, because I think one of them is like Tomb Raider like, but I'll give him a chance. Yeah, Brave Battle Saga annoyed me because that's typical RPG.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing with Legend of Wukong. There's this whole big snowy area, and you go into this town, and it's like nice and green, and they know that they didn't make a winter town, so they had one of the NPCs say, "Oh yeah, the reason that our town doesn't match the environment is because we're in a protective bubble." And then your main character says, "Oh, that reminds me when that's the kind of thing people say when the developers are too lazy to create new environments."
Right. Oh, Jason, good to know monetization is working. Yeah. So, yeah. Now that I'm at 1,000 subs, that'll happen. Oh, a Zelda type. We kind of. Oh man, what was the Zelda kind of? What's that game that's on the Indie Heroes collection?
Oh, let's see here. That's like a Zelda.
Yes.
Which Indie Heroes?
I think it was the first one, the one that was like, yeah, because it was the Game Boy Advance version.
Oh, Nguna,
and then we got the NES. Yeah. More games like Nguna, which actually, you know what? Thanks. I need to go back and play the NES version because it's a little bit different. Like you get like
it's very different.
Yeah,
it's not the same game. It's actually like a sequel, I think.
Yeah. There's some. Yeah, I think maybe the first state. Yeah, I agree. More of those would be cool.
There are more Nguna games. We don't have the Atari 2600 version of Nguna yet.
No, we need that to round it off. So I know I think I said this last time if it's just me, but every time like Game Freak, and that's why I said like I don't know, like God, Chris Angel Mind Freak for like I always hear that Game Freak kind of like to be. I don't know. Anyways, maybe that's just me. But dude,
I think you might be too into Chris Angel, actually.
God, yeah, that was like years ago. That's like in the beginning when I was like, "What is this crap?" But anyways, dude, the Duke remasters, they are phenomenal. I think that's going to be my next video. I need to do a 2 weeks later. The two Dukes. The thing I love about those, the 1 and 2, is that I love when I get into a game and it doesn't feel like a grind. Like I'm just enjoying it. And if I take a break, it's because maybe I got frustrated on a level or a boss. But yeah, I haven't played Duke Nukem 3D too much just because I played the hell out of that on PC. But
yeah, I did too. I still have my copy for the PC, the Atomic Edition. I only have the jewel case and the disc. I don't have the big box anymore. I probably tossed that out when I was moving one time.
Game Freak said my wife says the same thing when I enter the room. That's
what?
Funny.
Wait, what did he say? What did you say?
Game Freak said my wife says the same thing when I enter the room.
Yeah, what is the thing?
I think he was referring to Mind Freak, or maybe something else, or maybe I'm just weird and I laughed at that.
Game Freak? I don't know. What'd you say?
Yeah, he may have to clarify. Oh, so Forge member. So funny. So like for me, that's like a weird kind of quest. But here's the thing, right? So playing those on like the Evercade is a great screen. Playing like and the SP and the OG, the OG Game Boy Advance are the same size, but you can get it modded, but it's still the same size. But but then the problem is don't play Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. I say don't. Everyone's gonna don't play it like on an Analog Pocket or a Steam Deck or something else, because then you'll see like how much bigger of a screen and how great it looks. And then you're like, do I really want to play that on OG hardware, or do I want emulation? I kind of go back.
Here's what I would recommend. If you're into it, mod a Game Boy Advance, whether or not you want the SP or the original. There's so many parts to choose from. You can put in an ISP screen and stuff. If you're into that, you can do that. If not, you could actually go buy a pre-built one if you want to spend a little extra money to do that. But also then just get a Evercart or something, a flash cart. Then you can play every game on it. And the flash cart that I got for mine, it'll actually play like NES games and stuff on it as well.
So it's interesting because sometimes like if you want the authentic experience, that's cool. But then I'm like, then again, I can like do all that on my Steam Deck. So it kind of depends on what you want. Like if you want.
Here's the thing though, with the flash cart, you're still playing it on original hardware. It's not emulation, except if you play like the NES stuff, then it is emulation.
I know, but I mean, as far as like quality, it's going to be basically it's all about nostalgia. Yeah, there's believe me, I go back and forth. I'm like, well, I might as well play it on a device. I'm like, yeah, but it's OG hardware. But yeah, no, believe me, like that's Oh, so he did say, yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah. That's exactly what I yeah. Oh yeah, dude. No, Jason. Yes, getting to 1,000 subs. It really, that really was. that definitely, and
I
that's why
don't like your subs. Give me the diarrhea.
I love that. No, and that's why like normally I don't really like to like overly e-beg, but I was like 30 away, and so I put out 2 shorts, and I'm like, come on! And then when I was at 21, or maybe I was like 21 away, and then I was 11 away, and then the night before I was at 9.99, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to use an alt account to get to it. I'm like, let me just see the next day, and then it did, and so that But yeah, no, that was dude. It
What's
was
your next goal?
as much as I can get. Well, it would be great to get to get to like 10,000 subs. I mean, yeah, I mean like 1,000 and so forth. But here's the actually, okay, let me find. Let me see if I can find this comment, because it was like one of the nicest comments. And man, you know what? I shouldn't have deleted it. I wish I could go back to the other notifications.
I had
That's
this really
funny
nice
because
comment. I deleted it though, and I don't remember it. But
well, it's there. Maybe it's either going to be under full void or the computer, but no, it's there. But well, because you get like never delete like the comments, but it's like like the notifications, because you get so many of them, and I want to keep track. Okay, I think I know where it is, because it was trying to lead into a point, having to tie that in the algorithm. I think I may have found it. Come on, YouTube, load so I can pause, because I can't.
Well, that's the one thing I did
myself.
too. I spent 3 hours catching up on like a month or 2 months worth of comments that I never responded to.
Yeah. If they're in the chat, they'll know who they are. But I can kind of paraphrase. It was the one gentleman who was thinking about he actually was thinking about getting into Evercade, and was like watching my channel. I can't remember his name. Yeah, I think you know who you are. Comment, please. I feel bad that I can't remember. But anyways, but I was so moved by this comment, because he was like, "Hey, I first heard about Evercade on Metal Jesus's channel, and then the algorithm. Then he said that, then the recommendations, your video popped up. So that which kind of makes me happy, because it's like the algorithm is at work, right? And that was kind of my goal, because I started this 2 years ago when Evercade was fairly unknown. And I think, like, talking to Rich, we figured out, like, for the niche group of people, like 500 subs or 500, like around like 500 or so was the cap, because that's about average what we get on Evercade. So to grow, to get out of that audience was difficult. Oh, hey, happy Christmas, Pete.
Pete, you're on vacation. What are you doing here?
But yeah, no kidding. But anyway, but my point, I knew if I just kept plugging away, eventually when Evercade got more popular, it would feed the algorithm and people would find me, and that makes me happy to see getting recommended from one of MJ's video. And then he said he remembered my channel, came back and subbed to it. And he got like the Super Pocket and like a couple of games wanting to get into it. So it's common. I was like, wow, like he actually remembered to come back. Too bad I can't remember who it was, but I can't remember where he put that comment. Is why I check, because there's like so many videos sitting back in my truck, drinking Timmy's and listening to you. Cool.
That reminds me, when I was on vacation one year, and I was driving from Upper Michigan back to Chicago, and it was like right when the Evercast was starting. I tried putting it on, but I was in a dead zone for like signals. I couldn't. I don't listen to it later.
But yeah, if I could find that video, I'll shout out to who it was. But I'm just like looking. I'm like, so many videos, so many comments. But yeah, hopefully they'll they'll comment here. But yeah, it's been quite it's been quite a journey and everything else. The one thing, and I plugged this, but the one thing that really helped me out, go to Michael B, the Game Genie's channel, and he did a real deep dive and showed like the secret sauce behind like making like thumbnails like that. Like that opened my eyes. And for those of you who are thinking about doing or getting on YouTube, like the three most important things: lighting, audio, and your thumbnails. That's all you need. You don't have to worry about fancy editing, fancy software. Just be yourself. If people can see you and hear you, and then you have something to click on.
Well, I would
awesome.
say it just has to be. It has to be interesting, whatever it is. That's it. You don't need like your camera quality, lighting quality, none of that really matters if people want to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, but it helps because like when I got a ring light, like you can see my, you can see better. A few people comment on the lighting. I'm like, I appreciate that. My glasses look as. Oh, speaking of another up and coming YouTuber, check out Nult Vision's channel. They've recently like rebranded. They're talking retro and like in video game stuff, and they're excited to get into Evercade and all that. So yeah, check out
Nulto Vision.
Nulto Vision. Sorry, was I calling Nulto Vision? Like I said.
Oh, why can't I just click on it?
Yeah, and that's really that's really like the first step is just getting in front of the camera and just going there, and you kind of learn your style and learn what other people want and everything else.
Your first step doesn't even have to be getting in front of the camera. My first whole bunch of videos that didn't have I wasn't on it at all.
No problem, buddy. That's yeah, and that's one like I think it's great when you do see more people in the Evercade community get involved. I think that's one of the, and that's why like I think I said since the beginning, like otherwise like I'm just some dude playing games and in private or whatever, and it's just so much more exciting to share, to share everything and all that.
Well, Nalto Vision, subscribe.
There you go. I will say that like up until like yesterday, I did get a little Evercaded out because I was really wanting to experience all these new games and pushing and pushing to do it. So I'm gonna take a couple days break. I did one of the things I did get for Christmas. I finally did go through the trouble of upgrading my Steam Deck's hard drive because I had like one of the 64 popped into 512, which is fun and had its challenges. On my second, I didn't record that because that for the first time that's something that's. But I may talk about my pros and cons.
I was upgrading my computer too with hard drive space.
Yeah, with his million 20 terabytes. So yeah, so
yeah, like. Why won't you focus properly?
So I'll be recustomizing
that.
There
you go.
Fun stuff. Yeah, 4 terabytes. So yeah, I'll be redoing that. I've been playing like Vampire Survivors, but one of the reasons too that I did that is there's other like there's Saturn. There's other like stuff in emulation I want to play that'll never come to Evercade. So that way that's on a micro SD, my internal for stuff, and yeah. But I'm going to jive back into it, get back to Good Boy Galaxy. That I might look at a walkthrough because that is a Metroidvania in a sense that you jump into different levels and it's like you can't get past this part. You're like, oh crap, I got to go do some other thing for somebody and kind of get in there and all that. Sweet. But what else in the Evercade verse? Yeah, things have been pretty quiet at Blaze. I mean, I assume everybody's like, everybody's on vacation, so it's like, definitely
they need to stay quiet till I get caught up.
You're like, right? Yeah, you can go ahead and order the next carts now. I'll usually probably wait until February. Not only that, I want Video Games Plus to replace my cart before I order. Yeah, it is a hidden gem. It really is. See, that's what just talking about it now. I'm like, making me excited to go ahead and jump back.
Let me ask this: if you're into the Evercade stuff, is there any cart that's really hidden?
Yeah. But it's one of those things. I know like the word hidden gem gets overused, but I think what it is a game that's like Good Boy Galaxy is a good example because it's a game that it's for Game Boy Advance, and unless you have a modified Game Boy Advance, it can be difficult to play it and to play it like on a good screen. So it's kind of nice that they went ahead and they put that on a cart and all that. Oh yeah, Rogue 64. Yeah, that's a good built-in. Although I will say like the Witch and Witch, that playing like because they use like a lot, like there's a lot like to be used on the border. That was a little bit smaller for me, and like Rogue 64, that is playable if I stretch it out, but it doesn't look too stretched out because of the borders. Of course, everything on the VS you can just kind of play as you wish, but yeah, definitely before the end of February, I'll be all caught up. I don't.
No, absolutely not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation is the limit, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe the PlayStation, they could selectively do, like, assuming they got the license, they could selectively do N64 games, but it just, I don't know if they're willing to,
I
like, 'cause
really doubt
you got
that
to tweak
too.
it. You really, you got to tweak it. You really got, and it would, because it would be like per game, so they could, like, well, like, not that they would ever get the rights to Mario 64, but like something like that that could easily run on stuff. Yeah, that's what I had to think for a second. Like, even the 2D games, yeah, it wouldn't be able to. But I'm fine with that up until PlayStation. I like that. I like that focus, because I think once you get into something where you want to play like PS2, then you have to have a more powerful device. And then I don't think Blaze wants to compete in that universe with all the other more powerful handhelds, and that can do all that for the price point. So yeah, I like to where. Yeah, it's so that's a good thing to talk about, because as much I do love the indie heroes, but like, I know all those games, so the surprise factor is gone. Although, like, a lot of those games I didn't play in depth, so I'm curious. But yeah, I would have liked an arcade cart to balance it out. You know what I mean? Or like another dual cart. To kind of balance that. Dragon's Lair?
That's interesting. That would take up a lot of space on the cartridge, I would think. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's still some popularity there too, because it keeps getting released and re-released every so often.
I think it'd
have to be the let's say it would have to be like the Dragon's Lair trilogy, though, which includes Space Ace. So you'd have to have Dragon's Lair 2, and then Space Ace in a collection. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest, even though I'm kind of sick of those games, to be honest.
I think they could fit in video compression to the first. Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia for the first one. I mean, yeah, I would definitely. Well,
you do know that they actually put Dragon's Lair on the Game Boy Color. And it's actually the actual game. It's not like a side scroller like they did with like the Super Nintendo or the NES version. It is actually I wouldn't say it's video either, but it is whole plays out every scenario, and it's all button timing. Or would you want like the Dragon's Lair collection, where it's all the original arcade game, and then all the ports of it that aren't like the arcade game at all?
No, just the arcade. Oh yeah, that's right. Jen Joke brings up pass via analog sticks for some certain games. And
well, here's the funny thing is, like, very few PlayStation games actually absolutely require you to use the analog sticks.
Yeah. Want more arcade? Yeah, I see, and that's like, I love the arcade carts. Space Harrier, because that's like, on average, it's like 30 minutes to an hour per game, depending on the game. And you get and those are for the ones where you get a limited credits and you can continue where you want, and those are like a really good experience. And even ones like the Toplin, that's like a jump in, jump out. Like, I love Score Chasers. Awesome music. Like, I would like to see a VS pad and not hook up Hot Pockets. Yeah, Hot Pocket attachment. That'd be great. But yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's what I'm curious for next year is if we do see more Atari, or because I don't know. I wonder. It's different now since they've acquired Digital Eclipse. Because like Atari is very open on anything, but they may be like, no, we want control, or they may be like, hey, we like money, which I hope. Well, we'll have to see. What I wouldn't mind, that would be awesome, if they could make like the digital, like I guess the new paddles. If they could have like a breakout collection, like type cart, and like have like paddles that you could plug into the VS. Like, my God, that would be.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to play that on your handheld though. So I wonder what they would do in those situations, where if they came up with like a special controller that was meant to play certain games, but like, how would you wouldn't get the same experience if you were playing on the handheld, which I think is like what more people play on, to be honest. So I don't know.
That's hard to say. I think as long as they give a disclaimer, I think as long as they make it so you could buy the cart by itself, buy the cart with the paddles, or just the or or just the paddles bites. And then I'd like them to go back and make all the other games compatible. Paddles.
I got it. It would come out with a new handheld that has a dial on it.
Ooh,
the Evercade EXP Plus or something. I don't know. And then it's got the extra dial on it to play all those paddle games.
Jaguar, maybe. Yeah, we have that Atari 50. But yeah.
Oh, there's no way Jaguar. Yeah, because oh man, the emulation on the Jaguar still isn't that great, and I think you need a lot of hardware for that too.
Pockets taste like chicken, even when not chicken. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but at least, yeah, definitely getting some type of paddle. But then again, actually, here's what I would like to see if we're going to do Atari. I would really like to see Mr. Run and Jump come to that, because
which version of it though?
The 2600 version of it, because you can only buy in the physical cart. You can't buy the ROM. You can't even download the ROM. Nobody's dumped it. So
I bought the physical cart and I still haven't gotten it yet.
That sucks. But there's no legit or non-legit way to play that. And it looks like
okay. Here's the thing though: it's game. You could buy it's on Steam, and I wonder if that version could be put on Evercade natively.
But I don't want that version. I want the 2600 version.
Why not? It starts out like the 2600 game.
Because
have you played it? Because it's when you start it out, it's like you're playing the 2600 game, and then you enter a porthole, and then it becomes an entirely different thing.
Oh, I didn't know they did, but no, I like the look. I like the look and the feel. And when I've watched a few people Tim from Tim's on Arcade or Retro Rob play, it's neat though. It gives you, I like that Atari. Kind of like that Atari feel. It's a very simple, looks like a very simplistic but challenging game. But I'm not gonna spend $180 right now just to play that. At some point, I may pick up a.
Why would you need to pay $180 to play it?
$130 for the Atari 2600 Plus, and then another $30. Oh, $160, another $30.
But you don't need to play. You don't need to play it on a 2600 Plus. You can play it on an original Atari.
Well, yeah, but
and you can probably get those cheaper.
You can, but I don't have a CRT, and then you can do composite, but it won't look as it won't look as good.
Well, you should have hung on to your CRTs like I did. I've got I got 4 or 5 of them in the house.
Listen, I was one of those people. I'd one of them just kind of fall apart from age, and some other ones I'm you know what? Why would I ever need this? I should have hung onto my retro consoles, but I didn't.
Hey, I have the wood grain Zenith that says Space Command on it. Why would I throw that away? Even if it stopped working, I wouldn't throw it away.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, Crash. I wonder too. I would think, I don't know with Sega. See, I would hope that Sega would take the opportunity to put their retro stuffs. Hey, y'all want to here, play the original retro titles like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage that were inspired by the new ones. They may not, but yeah, Neo Geo. I don't know. I know they're coming out with those new mini Neo Geo consoles, but here's the thing that kills me is that I don't know what SNK is doing, but they will not come out with an AES console. I don't know if it's licensed, but that's what everyone wants. They come out with an AES mini console. We don't care about these weird bastardized MVS. I don't know. I don't like it. Neo Geo Kart. Yes, Column. Yes, sorry. You were the one I believe that said those nice comments earlier of getting into Evercade and all that. You remembered my channel. I'm pretty sure it was you. I couldn't find your comments to share it, but I think I recognize. I think I recognize you. Beltrex. Yeah, that would be another easy one. Hey, Mr. Shua. So, yeah. Definitely, there's so many good stuff. But yeah, I wish some type of Sega. I mean, the mini consoles have been out. Some type of SNK. But yeah, it's all, it's all in licensing. And that's why I'm curious for Atari if they still see, well, no, we'd rather have the money for ourselves, even though it's here's extra money. Dude, I still have Atari 50th and the Evercade card. I don't know.
What's funny is I bought Atari 50th 3 times already.
Oh wow! Let me guess. Steam.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah. I bought it physically on Switch with the Steelbook. And and that's the first version I bought. And then I was like, I'm not really playing on the Switch anymore. So I bought it on Steam during a sale. And now that there's the sale again, and I have the Atari VCS, I was like, well, how can I have the Atari VCS without having Atari 50th on it? So I bought it again on sale for the Atari 50th. For the Atari VCS.
That's that's a tough one because, like, I really need to think because, like, when I played the Dukes, it was Dukes, and then when I asked to I played, it's like all the new carts when I played that. Now I think I need to go through and like rank them all, and then I might then have to do my top 5. But I need to, once I get my replacement Duke 2. To be fair, I have to, even though I don't think that'll be as high on the list, I still have to.
Well, that's the card of the year. That's easy. It's Worms.
It's always going to be Worms.
It's always going to be Worms unless they come out with a robot comes named Fight.
Yeah. Yeah, but then, but like the Sunsoft collection that had some bangers on it. That was like very nostalgic for me because of Blaster Master. So it's just like, yeah. But yeah, it needs to be a contender. Yeah,
actually, if it was not Worms, I'd say Sunsoft would maybe be it, even if I haven't played it yet, just because of Journey to Silius.
Sunsoft is like playing like the Super Bomber Boy or whatever Blaster Master 2. Like playing that on the Super Pocket is really cool. They had some other I think they have a few other like only like games that didn't leave Japan. Like I'd like to see like another one of those. And I can't think of it. I know they have.
Well, they need to put Sunman on there because that's a game that they finished but never released. It was supposed to be a Superman game, but then they didn't get just like Journey Silius, where it was supposed to be a Terminator game, and they didn't get the rights to the Terminator, so they changed it. They did the same thing with the Superman game and changed it to Sunman.
Hey, Andrew.
But then they never released it. Yeah. So eventually we're going to have to see Sunman. Yeah.
Right. Sunman. Yeah. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Yeah. So there's a few other. There's a few of those other ones, but yeah, I'm curious to see next year what's going to carry over. I kind of hope they do a flip. Like, I hope they reverse the number of arcade and computer collections. I hope they come out two computer collections in 2024, and then 6 arcade.
Hey, how are the computer collections going to catch up if we could make less of them?
That's true.
Make more of them.
Oh yeah, there's a PS1 version. Yeah, and there's a Sega Genesis version of Blaster. Yeah, so they definitely. I would love a Namco collection, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. That would be.
Well, then there's Blaster Master Zero, and that was only in the Wii eShop.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I have that on my soft modded Wii. It's actually pretty cool. Namco's finished. Yeah, I think Namco's finished with every. I think they might, unless there's like a Super Pocket. I don't think we're gonna see. Now, what I really, really want. Tell me what you really, really want. I still want an Activision 2600.
No, you really, really want a Zigga when you say it that way, that's the only correct answer.
I bet there is Andrew. That's what I'm hoping. The one thing that I'm hoping that we see Blaze do is that instead of like the 4 carts that we got like at the end of the year, definitely those are my favorite carts. Those are all absolute bangers. I hope that we see that spread out more, like throughout the year. Like instead of maybe it's their strategy to put it by the holidays. I don't know, but I kind of hope we just get to see them. Sega Arcade confirmed. Like, dude, I want to, like, after February, the next 2, give us a spoiler. Yeah, I'm sure he would love to, but he can't. Yeah, I really want to buy it. I know. I really want. Actually, I did a video a while. I'm like, dude, if they could acquire the rights and they wanted to be really lazy about it, all they'd have to do is take the Game Boy Advance collection of it, because you can like earn patches and all. Like, just put that out there, and it'd be fine. But yeah, or to selectively put the games. We'll have to see. Laugh at my video tomorrow and predictions. Yeah, it is fun to it really is fun to speculate and see all that stuff. Yeah, licensing is funny because I know, like, with all the Namco stuff, like they have all that like an arcade 1-ups. Atari, they might be like, hey, if people want to get our original game, we want them to buy Atari 50th for a while. And then I don't know, maybe they don't care. But dude, I wish.
Yeah,
I wish.
like Activision, when you're saying that, you're talking about 2600 specifically.
Yes, yeah. Or Squaresoft do a Squaresoft collection and put and get be able to use the fan translations and put Bahamut Lagoon and stuff on there that were never really God, that would be great. But we'll see.
Until I get caught up, no more RPGs.
Right? You're like, no more RPGs. Yeah, it'll be exciting. I do hate that we'll have to dive into final. Like today, I do have a tight hour. And all that stuff. Duke is owned by the Embracer Group.
Because Gearbox is, maybe, I don't know. Embracer Group. They own just about everything now. Because they have Zen Studios now.
Oh yeah. The one thing I hope we do see as a trend is I hope that Blaze does tell us throughout the year. I hope they keep doing the remakes. Give us a remake, or give us or partner with a studio. Give us an Evercade exclusive that'll be on the Evercade exclusive for a few months, exclusive in a physical copy. But something like that would be so great. Yeah, no, dude, it's BS. The price, agree with you 100%. If you want all the Final Fantasies, it's I think on sale it was $70, close to $100. I know if you go on Steam and that's piecemealing them out. Yeah, it is. Believe me, it is nuts. Those rarely do ever go on sale, and I would like to get those. I'm you know what? If I want to play it badly enough, I'll emulate it. But yeah, the Duke would have very well received. Yes, dude, that was incredible. I can't wait to do my Fallout video. That was just an incredible experience. And I'm glad that the feature is there, so you can hit select, just so you can see how much the remake is improved, everything that. Blaze did that 100% right. If they just released the Duke without it being remastered, it wouldn't have nearly been as good. Not nearly. Konami, yep, Konami and some Turbo Graphics, since they own Hudson Soft, I think. Yeah, would love to see some of that.
Or NEC in general, since they were the ones that put out that TurboGrafx Mini.
Yes, yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Oh, so I guess love the Wonder Boy, Wonder Boy game. Oh my god, yeah, dude, totally. I guess we should talk about what's going to be on our channels next week. What do you got going on next week, Crow?
Well, hopefully I can finish up those 2 videos for the Legend of Wukong Zero Tolerance first, though. But the thing is, I have 3 hours. I played Zero Tolerance for 3 hours, so I've got to edit that down. But
wow,
that turned out to be really fun. Then I got to do Legend of Wukong, which again I have countless hours of that recorded. But hopefully I could get through them pretty quickly. But that's mainly what I got to do. And I have a video coming out tomorrow about the channel memberships, so that'll be the last video of the year. And recently I did put up the video, a follow-up on that cocktail cabinet, which I said I was going to do, but never did for 3 months. But it's out there now. So that's what's going on my channel.
Nice. All cool stuff. And what I got going on, so yeah, the Asterborg, Demons of Asterborg, Astabros, my initial impressions, and of course, and you'll see the poster and stuff is different. And then with the exception of Duke 2, I've gotten everything caught up as far as my initial impressions. I will do the impressions of Duke 2 when I get my replacement cart from Video Games Plus, so I can.
In the meantime, you can play Cathedral.
Yeah, that's the thing to jump back into. But then I think that now I can start going back to my 2 weeks later. Definitely I can't wait to do an update on Duke. I can't wait because I think the video for the Super Pocket it's at least 45 minutes. I know 30 minutes of it is just me going through comparing. So I did a full in-depth in-depth analysis. So I can't wait to show this. So that'll be coming up at some point. 1000 Spike. Yeah, you know what? I own that on Steam. Yeah, that is a great game. That would be something cool.
Oh, is that an interesting? I never heard of 1001 Spikes.
You get 1,000 lives to beat the whole game, but think of like the tedious of Meat Boy, and it's really old school. And I think there's some it's a platformer, some puzzle solving. Yeah, channel graphics would be great. Hey, Geek
1001
Storian.
spikes. It's only $2.99. It's 80% off.
Yeah,
You
I
know
think
what?
that's when
I'm going to add it to my cart because it's only $3.
I think that when I paid full retail of $5 like years
Oh,
ago. It plays great on Steam Deck.
my cart for Steam is already up to $145.
Wow. Oh, hey Geek, yeah, you may have seen the comment. Like, yeah, you saw the like, dude, I finally got caught up to like binging all your videos and all that. So yeah, I hate to cut things. I hate to cut things short, but I've got family. I've got family stuff, and I need to eat lunch to go to. But yeah, it was great that we could kind of do do the final stream of 2023 and all that.
Well, if we didn't do it, last week would have been the final stream.
Yeah. As far as I know, Evercade Effect is still going to be on my channel for next year, and we'll that changes or that moves back to Rich or whatnot, we'll let you all know. But hopefully, we're going to keep it here. I think it's going to be here for a while. Just nothing else. I know Rich has been pretty busy, and I just said that because I know someone will ask. But yeah, this has been great, and I just wanted to say, life and how dare you? Just want to say again, we appreciate each and every one of you for checking in all our channels, joining us on Evercast, commenting. It's it's so great. It's really awesome. Communities and all that.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should actually talk about more carts because there's plenty of carts we haven't even talked about.
We will. We're gonna. We started to do that, and then we'll get back to that. The reason for these last few episodes I purposely didn't was just because of the holidays and all that. And then there was some news for things. So yeah, we'll get back to that in 2024. I love that. Hey man, no problem. Yeah. Happy Newt. And all that. So before I do roll thanking out the channel members intro, anything you want to play us out for the last crow bumper in 2023.
There you go. I'm done.
How much longer do I have to do the audio?
Well, this is on a loop, this doesn't end.
I figured it'd be something. Otherwise, like the epic sax guy thinking. Alrighty, goodbye.